Oh, before we dive in, quick PSA from your friendly neighborhood fox. These voices you're hearing. Mine, Kairos' grumpy baritone, Nereus' adorable anxiety, all AI generated. I know. Plot twist, right? But here's the real talk. This story? Fiction. The writer? Very real. The messy feelings, the found family chaos, the 3 a.m. existential diner talks, those are pulled from real life. We're just the synthetic voices making it all sound pretty. Thanks for giving us a chance. We promise to make it worth your time. And if you would like to try something like this yourself, check our affiliate link in the description or visit the5currents.com/voices. Now, where were we? Ah yes, diner food and emotional chaos. My specialties.
Some rituals don't announce themselves. They form in the spaces between exhaustion and laughter, in booths that smell like burnt coffee and second chances. 3 strangers learning each other's rhythms, finding gravity in the quiet after chaos. This is The 5 Currents, Volume 1, Chapter 2.
The storm rolled through and left its mark, but the windows still hold warm. We learn to navigate the dark to find the calm inside the storm.
Downtown exhaled steam and rain. After-hours lights bled into the pavement, turning puddles into strips of molten glass that rippled whenever a car splashed through them. The air held the warm metallic scent of wet concrete, fried street food, and the lingering smoke of the day's traffic. The streets were mostly empty now, except for Vera's. Its kitchen windows glowed warm amber against the damp night, like a stubborn little heart refusing to stop beating, even after everyone inside was too tired to stand. The back door shoved open with a grunt. Lyric stepped out first, hair still damp from dish pit humidity, steam curling around him like a stage effect.
All right, I'm officially invoking our sacred post-shift ritual. We eat, we complain, we forget the meaning of labor.
Behind him, Kairos appeared, quiet, composed, untying his apron with the surgical precision of someone who had never been wrong in his life.
You mean you talk until someone pays your tab?
That's called charisma.
Beside them, Nereus stood in the doorway, hoodie half-zipped, glasses fogged slightly, his round silhouette outlined in kitchen steam like a gentle question mark.
Should I head home?
Lyric turned and grinned at him, like the moon had just risen in the alley.
Nope, you're coming. It's a team thing. All great friendships start with bad diner food.
You don't have to if you're too tired.
Nereus hesitated. His ears twitched. His shoulders relaxed.
No, I'd like to.
Good, because I'd feel guilty eating pancakes without an audience.
The diner sat like a neon shoebox at the end of the block, humming tiredly beneath buzzing fluorescent lights. The sign flickered in a rhythm that could charitably be called jazz. It smelled like syrup, fryer oil, dish soap, burnt toast, exhausted dreams. Your standard after-midnight cuisine package. Lyric threw himself into the booth first, sprawling across the vinyl like a cat claiming territory.
Civilization.
Kairos slid in next, back straight, every move neat and economical. The exact opposite of Lyric in every way that mattered. Nereus folded himself into the corner spot with gentle precision, as if not disturbing the booth's geometry were a moral obligation. The waitress approached with the resigned fondness of someone who had seen these 3 before and accepted their existence primarily because Kairos always tipped well. Lyric didn't even touch the menu.
3 coffees, 3 breakfasts. Surprise us with your finest regret.
Sure thing, sweetheart.
You have a gift for making people flirt out of pity.
That's called empathy with rhythm. You'd know about rhythm if you had charisma.
Kairos didn't respond, but the corner of his mouth twitched. They talked while waiting for food. The drifting, soft-edged conversations that only happen after 8 hours of sweating through a relentless dinner rush. Lyric leaned back in the booth, one arm draped over the vinyl.
Table 9, the woman with the pearls and the opinions. She spent 5 full minutes explaining why our plating violated the natural geometry of food.
She ordered a burger.
Exactly! A burger! And somehow you're supposed to arrange the pickles according to Fibonacci's law or whatever.
You promised her I would.
I told her you'd consider it.
You said I could consult the spirits of geometry.
You were eavesdropping.
You were loud. Hard not to hear.
Nereus watched them volley back and forth, hands wrapped around a mug the waitress hadn't filled yet. He didn't know why he was holding it. It just felt like the right thing to do with his hands while watching people who'd clearly done this routine 100 times before. Lyric shifted forward, tail flicking once against the seat.
Okay, but the real chaos was table 14. Guy orders the special, asks for no salt, no pepper, no seasoning of any kind.
Sent it back. Twice.
Twice! Twice! I smiled through both. I was a saint. He said it tasted bland.
He asked for it bland.
That's what I told him. Very politely, I might add.
You said the chef would appreciate his challenging request.
I was being supportive of his choices.
You made it my fault.
And did he tip? No!
No.
And I regret nothing.
Kairos finally looked up, one eyebrow raised in that way that meant he was either annoyed or amused, and hadn't decided which yet.
You're lucky I don't fire you.
Lyric's voice had gone softer, warmer.
You're lucky I don't quit.
At one point, Lyric stretched lazily across the booth, tail flicking against the worn vinyl.
You know, you make it really hard for the rest of us to look competent.
Then try harder.
Lyric's grin bent sideways, something quieter tucked beneath the sarcasm. He leaned forward just slightly, elbows on the table, and for a second, the diner's fluorescent buzz seemed to dim around them.
Oh, I am.
The air between them tightened. Nereus blinked at the shift in tone, like stumbling into a private frequency no one had mentioned was broadcasting. He looked down quickly, suddenly very interested in the structural integrity of the sugar packet dispenser. When the plates arrived, conversation died instantly. Exhausted people inhaling diner breakfast is its own universal language. Kairos ate with composed efficiency, as if nourishment were another item on his closing checklist. Lyric narrated his meal between bites, unwilling to let silence exist for more than 3 seconds. Nereus ate delicately, trying to hide how much he enjoyed something as simple as scrambled eggs. After a few minutes, Nereus looked up.
How long have you two known each other?
Too long.
5 years. 6 this spring.
See? He's counting. Secretly sentimental.
Secretly accurate.
You've worked together that whole time?
Off and on. Met at a school for the arts. He ran the dorms. I ran from him.
You ran from your classes.
Semantics. I was studying music, composition, improvisational chaos, the classics. Chef here was the resident advisor who thought rules could fix us.
They can. Occasionally.
Mostly they just made for better stories. Picture it. 19-year-old me sneaking a guitar through the stairwell window, only to find him sitting there with a flashlight like divine punishment.
I confiscated it.
And you played it. Some melancholy jazz thing. Made me feel like I'd been grounded by God himself.
Kairos didn't reply, but something in his shoulders softened, the kind of softness that meant he remembered too.
And that's how he trapped me, with emotional manipulation and jazz.
You're the one who shows up in every kitchen I open.
Because you still hire me.
Because you refuse to apply anywhere else.
See? Love.
Kairos didn't respond. Nereus smiled quietly, pushing a piece of toast across his plate. Whatever held Kairos and Lyric together wasn't force. It wasn't some obligation. It was some quiet gravity, soft and consistent, the kind that kept objects from drifting too far. The invisible timing between them was the most interesting part. Kairos's patience bending but never breaking. Lyric filling silence like oxygen, not to smother, but to keep things alive. Their rhythms overlapping in ways Nereus didn't yet understand. He wondered what it would feel like to move through the world that comfortably, to know someone had already learned your offbeats and didn't mind them. Lyric caught him staring.
Careful, rookie. Stare too long and you might start developing feelings for us.
Nereus's fur puffed.
I wasn't. I was just listening.
To my voice?
Lyric, eat your eggs.
See? Parent and poet.
Nereus hid his laugh behind his mug.
You two really do this every night?
Only on the nights we survive.
And we always survive.
3 mugs clinked together, small, soft, grounding. A ritual forming in real time. Outside, the rain had lightened into a mist. Inside, the diner lights hummed softly, painting halos of gold on the wet windows. For the first time that shift, Nereus realized the quiet wasn't judging him. It actually felt nice. Safer than the kitchen, somehow. Like the room had finally stopped waiting for him to mess up. Outside, the air was cooler and smelled like someone had wrung out the whole city. Streetlights pooled wobbly halos across the wet asphalt. Lyric walked ahead, spinning his keys around one finger and humming an unstructured melody. Kairos followed Nereus, their steps falling into sync naturally.
Thanks for the meal.
You earned it.
I meant, thanks for letting me come.
Lyric didn't turn around. He just raised both hands and wiggled his fingers like he was casting a spell.
He never lets me come.
Because you never stop talking.
Nereus laughed before he could stop himself. Brief, surprised, genuine. He turned toward Lyric, the streetlight catching the green streaks in his hair, and the soft, barely there ache behind his eyes.
Your energy is good for him. He only jokes around the people he likes.
Kairos shot him a look. Flat on the surface, warm underneath.
Then I'll stop.
Lyric smiled wider, dodging truth with brightness. They reached the crosswalk. The red hand blinked. Rain whispered across the pavement. The city held its breath. For a suspended moment, all 3 stood together, breaths lining up, heartbeats falling into a quiet, accidental synchronicity. Lyric felt it. The way you feel a chord resolve, soft, satisfying, easy to miss if you weren't listening. A faint hum settled behind his sternum, a warmth that wasn't weather or caffeine or coincidence. The light changed. Kairos stepped forward. Nereus followed. Lyric lingered a half-second longer, caught between the diner's neon glow behind him and the warm pulse of the 2 silhouettes ahead. He smiled, small, private. If Kairos was the calm, maybe chaos was the only way to keep him watching. And Lyric had always been very, very good at chaos. The apartment held the kind of quiet that only existed before 6 a.m. Not silence, but the soft breathing of a city still deciding whether to wake up. Kairos moved through the kitchen with the same precision he used everywhere else, bare feet soundless on the hardwood. Coffee first. Always coffee first. The kettle whispered to life. Behind him, something thudded against a wall, followed by a muffled curse.
Son of a bitch, why the hell are boxer leg holes so damn small when you're half asleep?
Kairos's mouth twitched.
Morning, Lyric.
More shuffling. A frustrated groan.
Ugh. I swear these things shrink overnight just to spite me.
Or you buy them too small.
They're the right size when I'm conscious.
Lyric appeared in the doorway like a disaster in progress. Hair sticking up at impossible angles, t-shirt inside out, clearly having lost a battle with his own underwear.
Why are you awake at this ungodly hour looking like a functional human being?
Habit.
Terrible habit. What time is it?
Early enough that you don't have to pretend to be charming yet.
Was that an insult or a compliment?
Observation.
The kettle clicked off. Kairos poured water over grounds with careful precision. Steam curled between them. Lyric propped himself against the counter, close enough that Kairos could smell sleep on him. Warm, unguarded. He swayed slightly, still fighting consciousness.
I can't believe I'm awake right now.
And let his head drop sideways onto Kairos's shoulder with a soft thump. Kairos went still. For a moment, neither of them moved. Lyric's weight was solid, trusting, his hair tickling against Kairos's neck. The kitchen felt smaller suddenly, too quiet. Almost without thinking, Kairos lifted his free hand and rested it on top of Lyric's head. Pat, pat, pat. Gentle, uncertain. Lyric made a soft sound, not quite a sigh, not quite a hum. Kairos's hand stilled. The coffee press sat forgotten between them, steam rising in the morning light. Neither of them spoke. Then Lyric shifted, lifting his head just enough to blink at him. His hair was even more of a disaster, and there was something in his expression Kairos couldn't name.
Coffee.
Right. Coffee.
He turned back to the press, movements a shade too careful. Lyric stayed where he was for another beat, then pushed himself off the counter and ran both hands through his hair.
So, think our new guy will actually show up today?
He said he would.
People say lots of things, especially after surviving one of our dinner rushes.
Kairos was already reaching for a second mug, grateful for something to do with his hands. The coffee poured dark and rich, filling the silence between them.
He folded his vest before he left, placed it on the right shelf. People who are planning to quit don't bother with details.
That's weirdly observant of you.
I pay attention.
To vest folding?
To people.
Lyric accepted his mug like a peace offering, wrapping both hands around the ceramic.
You know what? I've got a good feeling about today.
You say that every morning.
And eventually, I'll be right. Besides, anyone who survives a shift with us and comes back the next day is either very brave or very stupid.
Which do you think Nereus is?
Both. The best people usually are.
The morning settled around them. Coffee steam, distant traffic, the gradual lightening of the sky outside. Whatever had passed between them at the counter was tucked away now, filed under things they didn't have names for yet.
Toast?
Only if you promise not to judge my jam choices.
I don't judge. I observe.
Same thing.
Not even close.
rode through and left its mark, but the windows still hold warm. We learn to navigate the dark, to find the calm inside the storm. This is the quiet kind of magic, a steadying of the heart. Nothing loud and nothing tragic, just a family learning where to start. I used to shake before I spoke. Now the silence feels like space. Something here that never broke. A steady hand, a quiet place. This is the quiet kind of magic, a steadying of the heart. Nothing loud and nothing tragic, just the pieces of a brand